And welcome on back everyone to Omens of Destruction. I'm Space Wizard Total War here with another battle. This time with more of a Night Goblin and Squig themed army because we've got these incredible Mangler Squigs and their colossal variants. We've got a whole Squig formation set up here with a bunch of Night Goblins. And I have brought some Forest Gobbos that they have recruited in the brand new Flinger Ragnarok web. Love the ball of spider silk there. We've also got a couple of Night Goblin Squig Hoppers and just normal Squig Herd as a good old Squig extravaganza. But we'll come back over here right away to just look at these. This is the best and wackiest animation I have ever seen. Look at them. They are flying everywhere. This is on slow-mo. They are impossible to keep up with if you're going on fast motion. It looks completely ridiculous. But just these guys are incredible. They are a kind of fire and forget missile type of unit where you have two Squigs chained together. They don't have a ton of armor. They are unbreakable, decent speed, decent melee attack and defense, and a hefty bit of a 16 bonus versus infantry, majority armor piercing. They get in there, they blend some lads up with their charge bonus, and then they rampage fairly quickly. And that's just kind of how they work. They rampage, and then eventually they will explode if killed, since they are completely indestructible. Or not indestructible, but unbreakable. They will explode when killed, pretty much completely eviscerating what unit they are situated within. They are extremely powerful. As for our Colossal Squig, also extremely powerful and a lot of fun. Another fire and forget missile kind of unit, where if it dies, it also will explode. It's stomach acid all over the place, dealing a heap of damage to everyone around and dropping their leadership and speed because you're now covered in a big nasty mushroom stomach acid. I would be all the upset. 15% missile resistance, good, decent medium armor, and a 20 bonus versus infantry makes them a pretty nasty charging unit, good for hunting down mages or anything like archers in the back line, or even artillery, just good at ripping apart infantry formations, and then if they do get bogged down, they then explode, killing everything in that vicinity. As for our Ragnarok Flinger, also one of my favorite of the new units added on in. I love the giant skull they have here as the counterweight for their catapult. It's incredible. And they've got lots of armor, pretty decent speed, decent melee attack and defense, but that's not necessarily what they're for. Their defense is pretty pitiful because it is just a gigantic spider, as you'd expect. It's got your 20 bonus versus large. Like your normal Ragnarok, I believe, they're very good at hunting down large entities once they do run out of ammo. But that ammunition, if I can get the icon to stay up properly, there we go. They have 400 range, and they have 283, mostly armor piercing, missile strength there. Contact effect being the sticky web effect, dropping speed by 25% and wounding their vigor by 1% per second. Very, very good. Also got Strider because it is a spider. Glorious. Let's get to the battle itself. We are being led by a Night Goblin War Boss and a Night Goblin and Big Boss as the new hero for this DLC. Definitely based on Squigs, and his Squig it kind of looks almost like a cat. Look at the little Squig ears. I guess they're trying to imitate the goblins. So very low armor, not the best melee stats. They're much more of a defensive support unit for your Squigs. You basically charge them in and let the Squigs rip apart everything around them. But good armor piercing damage, and let's see what else they've got going on. They've got two activated abilities there, one that lets you summon the Squigs in, which is incredible, and then the other one allows you to power up your Squigs and stop them from rampaging. So you really need to keep, if you're having a Squig army, you want these guys in the area to stop that rampage and get control of them again. Won't worry about it so much for our Mangler Squig here because we kind of want them to die, but for your others, you absolutely do. There's also been a little bit of a rework on how Little Wah, Big Wah, and I believe Lore of the Great Maw spells looks. We'll get to see a little bit of that here. We'll try to have a dedicated video up showing off the actual proper changes that have been made to all of the spells. Let's see how they look now. Because the Little Wah spells look incredible, especially the Curse of the Bad Moon. We'll speed things up a little bit here. Just trying to get into range. Our Ragnarok will be instrumental. We are fighting against a pretty large group of zombies here. We've got zombies, they've got Graveguard, they've got skeletons, Crypt Horrors, Knights, a Fargulf, Master Necromancer and a White King as their kind of main vanguard, and a couple of Baron Raids swooping on in as well. So a fairly infantry-based army here, which is going to suffer greatly against what we are bringing to bear. I'm so excited. There's the first web splashing on in. Actually, it looks like they got barely hit, so speed being dropped by a pretty hefty amount there. 31, I guess normal Graveguard probably only don't have 31 speed. Where are you guys at? 27 speed? Brought it down to, I believe it was 21 earlier, which is that's pretty good. Be much more effective on the likes of these knights. Down to 59. Got a Vindictive Glare coming on in. Look how much more sparkly and green it is. It's glorious. And the Squig herd moving their way on in. You really want to use your Mangler, pretty much just all the Squigs in one big blob of nasty. You got your Night Goblin Big Balls to make sure they do more damage and they're not rampaging, and then your Manglers rip everything apart, clearing some space for your other Squigs to actually move around. We are going to be a little bit cagey with our boys here, finding the best opportunity to charge on in. Like I was saying, look at these animations. These are incredible. How those goblins manage to just stay on, especially when they're flying through the air like that. Who knows? Kudos to the design team and whoever thought those animations up. That's some incredible stuff. Drop down some sneaky business there, but I think it was a little bit too slow. The Vindictive Glare goes out, smashing into the Vargulf, which is going to have itself a nasty Squig fight. Getting battered around by the big mushroom monsters. The big cave Squig's going to ruin them, and now the Manglers get to mangle it. As you can guess, there is the updated Curse of the Bat. Oh, look at it. See, now this actually incites terror. Old school Curse of the Bad Moon was very goofy looking. Shoot away, Squigs are ripping through. Big Burpy Boy, the ROR has kind of a landmine ability, which is what you're seeing activate right there, where as he walks around, he is dropping out little burpy bits of acid, which are melting through flesh and armor alike. Squig Hoppers are in there. We really do want to be doing a bit more cycle charging, but it's not the way here today. Baron Raids are moving on into the fight. We got the White King dueling with our dual Squig Boss combo. Because they basically just have this whole crew locked down here, and they're ripping them to pieces. Anything that's not getting ripped to pieces is getting hit by the spider webs as they come on through. There's also a different effect on them when they're actually doing the casting, and here is what Itchy Nuisance looks like now. Or this actually may be something different, hang on. May not be blowing smoke. Yeah, Itchy Nuisance. Night Goblin Errors finding their mark. And with the change to how the lore of the Little Wa looks, these battles here are a lot more flavorful and thematic looking. Same thing with Big Wa. Just makes the battles much more punchy and a lot more, really flavorful is the proper word. A lot more going on. We got the Looty Gets ripping through from our Night Goblin Big Boss leader. The Summon Squigs doing some work stopping these Baron Raids for a moment. Ghosts versus mushrooms. They're too foolish to be scared. We won't get to see any death explosions here with the Squigs, but expect shorts where we can see exactly what that looks like. I'll just throw them into a group of chosen with halberds and watch them explode. Night Goblin Errors, poisoning them from the sides. Not how the Graveguard Elite thought they would be spending their final days. I would stay well away from the Squigs. You get anywhere near there, and you get hit by either that chain or two razor sharp balls of teeth. Big Squigs are rampaging, but both of them are really not struggling at all in their battle, so they're not in any worry about getting exploded. We'll be able to bring them on to the next fight. probably already mentioned it, but Gorbad's color scheme for the orcs is probably my absolute new favorite. Just the punchiness of this red is perfect. Lets you see exactly where your units are no matter where they're at. Even fighting against other orcs. Pretty great. So with the high-flying Squig Mangla crews, we managed to pull off a win against the undead. I don't think anyone thought the undead had even a stone's throw of a chance. Only units we haven't shown off are going to be the new black orcs. So we will probably be getting to that with another battle here today, if I can squeeze it on in. Black orcs with shields are the final one here for the orcs. And then we will be going for another battle here with a kind of a late-game ogre army. If you haven't seen our Khorne episode that happened there, that should have uploaded earlier on today. I will see you all in the next one. Thanks so much for stopping by.